welcome, Debs. Welcome to the Spotlight series. It's lovely to have you here. It'd be lovely for you just to introduce yourself a little bit so that people know who you are and where you're from.
Thank you very much. So, my name's Debbie Donaldson, and I started an organization called Because You're Worth It 13 years ago, which is really focused on coaching and supporting team dynamics. And have been an LDD instructor and elder for over 15 years now. So lovely to be able to talk to you, Belamie. And I'm also a mom, and I'm a wife, and I'm a human being apart from all of that.
Lovely. And I'm very lucky to know you quite well. So I feel very privileged to know this human being very well. So, Debs, I just thought maybe we could start off by what's happening in your world right now in relation to Lewis Deep Democracy. How you're using it, where you're using it, what's hot for you. Yeah.
Well, thanks for that question. At the moment, what's really hot for me is this, and is the creative way we're using deep democracy and how we're taking deep democracy into communities where it hasn't always been the primary association with deep democracy. So I'm super excited that we've created the Ways to Wisdom program, which was previously known as the Old Elders program in LDD. And we've kind of restructured it, reformulated it, is still having all the incredibly powerful background, teaching, and foundation of LDD, but really now working with this product in the world of coaching and professionals. So, counselors or therapists, really opening up LDD into a new space.
That sounds really exciting. Tell me a little bit more about who exactly the course is for, and for those who have got no idea about the Elders program, what is it that this course, Ways to Wisdom, is delivering?
So, what it's providing is coaches and professionals. If you work in a one-to-one situation with individuals and you already have a professional standing, so you're an integral coach like I am. You might be, I've studied through the University of Cape Town Center for Coaching. I'm an integral coach, and you're already qualified as a coach. You have your own ethical standards and standards of excellence that you know you need to follow. And the same thing with counselors and the same thing with therapists. We're enabling you with a set of tools and methodologies. It's like a facilitation methodology that will complement your existing professional tools and your existing professional way in which you support your clients. So this is just an additional tool, an additional facilitation tool that supports your clients.
And why do you think that this would appeal to coaches and counselors and therapists? What do you think it offers that they don't currently have?
Okay. Well, I'm so excited, Bill. I'm so excited about this because for me, when we are coaching, there's often times in the coaching journey, either over the journey, because you go on a coaching journey, right? And it's not an instantaneous thing where you're going to change behavior, but you're going to learn and embrace a new way of being. And there's a journey that you go on over this time. And so really the Ways to Wisdom enables when a client gets stuck and has this theme with it they have been cycling around and really continuously working on, but just don't seem to be quite there, either during the journey or even during a session. There's an opportunity for you to maybe just take time out in a coaching session to go a little deeper in terms of where the client is and work with that actual cycling and stuckness. The Ways to Wisdom allows you to be able to do that. And one of the key differences is here, and this is the challenge for practitioners, certainly was a challenge for me as a coach. But the key difference here is that we talk about working with clients' structure of interpretation in the coaching world or the way in which they see the world. But this is really working with the client's structure of interpretation. So where are they and what are their processes? How do they think? And really, the facilitation tool is about helping you explore the client's way of thinking, the client's emotional space, and not take any models, not take any interpretation, but follow the client in the purest form. So, this is a beautiful opportunity for the client to gain greater insights into themselves and almost then bring it back into the coaching journey and that insight back into the coaching journey, which allows you as a coach to continue with the client.
It sounds quite, like it gives you a lot to work with as a professional. In your experience, Debs, does it really help? Do you use it often? Is it something you use occasionally? And can you give us some examples of like standout moments, with obviously without sharing personal details, but just to kind of give us a sense of it?
Well, this is what when I was thinking about the impact it had on my clients and just unleashing a sense of real pressure that clients have. I work a lot with the medical fraternity. I work with people who are really tired and exhausted and have almost they come to me for coaching, but there's also an element where they feel slightly burnt out, and so they really are stuck in a space. And for me, it was one of the reasons why I felt it so critical to come to LDD and say, let's partner on this. Let's actually take this to the market to other people, not just LDD practitioners, because I was experiencing a real shift with my clients. And they were going, wow, I just feel a sense of relief. I feel a sense of lightness when they come to in a coaching session. And there's something that just shifted in me. And it allowed us to be able to shift. So they were stuck emotionally, stuck in this kind of pattern of thinking. And there was just a moment when they went, oh, I didn't realize that. And this is quite magical, Debbie. This takes me like months to work with my therapist. And I'm going, well, this is not therapy. This is part of the coaching. It's facilitating what's happening for you. It's not therapy, but yet it adds this incredible value for clients where they see something there and they have access to something about themselves that they didn't know before. And for me, it's just so powerful. And that's why I wanted to bring it to the market.
Lovely. And just to emphasize again, it's so people don't have to be trained up in Lewis deep democracy to take part in Ways to Wisdom.
No, not at all. You don't have to have a Lewis Deep Democracy background. So long as you have a qualification and a ethical standard that you're working with as a coach, as a counselor, or as a psychologist. So you will have the principles of your practice in place. And so you are coming in with your tools and with the way that you operate and your methodologies, because we all work with different methodologies, all in support of a client. But you're looking for something that'll complement that and allow for you to just add this added sense of knowing that a client accesses a part of themselves they maybe haven't accessed before or didn't even know that potential existed in them. And it gives them that sense of fullness and roundedness. And then you continue with the journey.
And the actual program itself, is it short? Is it long? Does it have practical components? Is it self-learning? What does it involve?
Okay. Well, thanks for asking because you are one of our facilitators, right? And I appreciate that you asked that of me. But really, the journey is a 6-month journey, and we do it in modules. So it gives you opportunity. We meet once a month for 4 hours, gives you an opportunity to be trained in that process. Very hands-on practical training. So we're going to give you theory. We're going to explain how the tool works. We're going to demo how the tool works. And then you're going to practice, practice, practice. Because the way in which you get familiar with the methodology and the facilitation process is to work with the client. And so we've built that into the methodology. You have practice sessions in between with each other, and it really is a full-scale integrated program, which we are also aiming to get ICF accredited, which is fantastic because then you're also going to get continuing professional recognition for the program as well if you're an ICF coach.
Lovely. And seeing that you know and I know, but let's tell other people, there is a cohort currently going on and it's underway. What's the feedback been? Like, what are people sharing with you in terms of, is it easy? Is it enjoyable? Is it different? Is it the same old thing? Not really.
Mm.
What kind of feedback are you getting?
Mm. So interesting. So it's so interesting for me because when people started, they said, "Oh, well, we know our clients. We listen well. This is what we do. We ask these questions. This is what we do." And in fact, this morning, actually, I was speaking to one of the coaches, and they were saying, "This is an intimate conversation that you have with a client. There's something so beautiful that when you are having the conversation, using ways to wisdom, there's a sense of someone sharing their own processes with you that is just beautiful and intimate. And it's just something very special. And it's unique for the client and it's unique for the coaches. So, very interesting for me. And that they experience that. There's also a sense of really holding somebody. It's like recognizing that I don't need to ask you stuff. I don't need to know anything about you. There's something about you will discover this through the process and through the facilitation method. You will discover this insight for yourself. I'm not asking you any questions. I'm really holding a place for you. So it really does challenge coaches. It's like they want to ask why, what, where, and definitely not the why, but what, where, how. And they're really learning that I don't need to do any of that. I don't need to know any of that detail. I can really just support you as you take the journey.
So it sounds like even though it might be challenging for them to kind of get used to, it sounds like that they are gaining from it with their own clients and they are seeing the
Mm.
value in going about it a slightly different way. And they're
Mm.
enjoying the closeness that happens in sessions.
There's something about that a connection that is deepened between the coach and the coachee. There's also a sense of growth, additional. There's like almost a completeness in the growth that happens. So it's not only am I aiming or going towards something in my coaching journey, but as I'm doing this, there's a sense of completeness that's happening for the clients along the journey. And there's very much a completeness or growth in the coaches where they're recognizing, wow, I get to learn in a completely different way. So they personally are growing through this exercise. Even though they're challenged, it's not like straightforward. They are challenged, but there's something really exciting about being challenged. I mean, we've even got a medical doctor, we've got a therapist on the course, and they themselves are recognizing there's something about a dual learning that goes on. Not only is the client growing, but they are growing in themselves, which they're really appreciating.
When do you think the next cohort is going to be? Do you have any
So
plans for
yeah,
it?
yes, we do. And I'm glad you asked that, Val. So we really want to get started at the end of February is our second cohort. The cohorts are intimate. There's no more than 10 people in a cohort. We really want to work with coaches and therapists and counselors in a way that you have space and room to grow with each other. You have personalized attention and you can join us from anywhere in the world. We work on times that are accessible. So it's just about making sure that we align our diaries, but really we have people coming in from all over the world at the moment.
Lovely. And before I move on into something else, is there anything more that you want to share about Ways to Wisdom before we progress?
Yeah, I think that what's important for me, this is an exciting new tool. I think this is something that is expanding our horizons as practitioners and really giving us a deep sense of the care and the respect and the element of creating safety that almost extends. There's a level of deepness in the safety in which we hold our clients that is coming to the fore. And I really appreciate the fact that LDD has agreed to take this journey with me and to take this journey with coaching.
Lovely. And we've got a little bit of time. I don't know if you want to share about anything else in your mind that you feel you want to talk about or mention in terms of how LDD is working with Debbie or?
So for me, LDD is part of my life. It's part of my family's life. It's like they've learned the lingo, they've learned how to have conversations and really learned how we can navigate difficult conversations. And one of the things I thought just that you're asking me, Belle, is for me this the ability for coaches and us as human beings, apart from our profession, but us as growing and being moms, dads, sisters, partners in our lives, the ability to learn to have conversations in a way that we can hear each other and we can also navigate difficulties, hard conversations, is something that is a unique and wonderful gift that we get from LDD. And the coaches themselves can learn this gift as well. It's not like they have to only learn the ways to wisdom in a one-to-one relationship. There's a wonderful opportunity to engage. And I particularly appreciate the co-resolve program that we offer, because that's a program it's in a leader language. People understand it. It's really friendly. And it helps us to learn ourselves how to navigate difficult conversations, but equips our clients as well. So there's a wonderful opportunity to grow, and it's also ICF accredited, to grow ourselves in a different way, but also to offer tools to our clients that they can grow in mastering conversations.
So if you were talking to a leader, what would you tell them or what would you say about co-resolve that would help them to choose whether to do that or to choose something else?
So for me, every leader, you lead through the conversation, and being able to master conversations is a skill in itself. And for me, co-resolve helps us master conversations in a way that we learn to listen differently and with a great deal of depth so we can really hear what's happening in conversations. But also, it gives us the opportunity to really learn to recognize in ourselves how we can speak directly with a sense of compassion and kindness, but still say what needs to be said. And in business today, and in meetings, in conversations, whether you're performance management, whether you're just building a team, whether you're holding a meeting, those conversations are critical to how you navigate leadership. And for me, co-resolve equips you with that capacity to have a conversation in a whole new way.
And in your experience, because you say you've been working with industries and especially with the medical fraternity, and I'm sure that you've taken many a leader through the co-resolve process, have they come back to you and expressed appreciation for their having gone through it? Has it made any difference? Has it helped? What's the feedback been?
The one colleague of mine did this 10 years ago. He did co-resolve 10 years ago. And he came recently because he was very interested in exploring another program. And he came through to me and he said, he actually explained everything he had learned. He said how it had helped him in his relationship with his wife, how he was bringing it into his little 4-year-old's life in terms of having conversation, and how he leads today, because he's obviously he's grown and he's in a much more senior position today, but how he leads today with this process. So really changed his paradigm in terms of how he leads and how he conducts conversations. And then I recently had a group which we went through co-resolve, and they went, I've actually never had the opportunity to say what I needed to say, but to say it in such a safe way that we could all hear each other. I've actually never experienced anything like this. And so there was just an enormous shift in that team dynamics to recognize it's possible and they can do it themselves, which is great because it's practical, it's possible, and you can use it immediately.
Sounds like a really incredible space you've created, an opportunity for them to lean into things which they were not able to beforehand and come up with hopefully some solutions and ideas that weren't accessible to them beforehand. Yeah.
So, Belle, I mean, I'd hate to say it is a magic wand, but I must say it's not that, but it is special. It makes a difference. And I think it's really worth leaders pausing to take the opportunity to learn.
So, you know, us, we like to listen to the no. So, I'm going to just ask you a little bit more around that. You said it's
Mm,
not a magic wand. I mean, by your description, I mean, people who don't know might be thinking, well, this is it, you know, it's like all they need is the LDD wand. But why do you say it's not a magic wand?
mm,
What is the challenge behind it?
mm. So, to my mind, I think sometimes people believe that you can just come in, do like a training for 8 hours, and then, oh, something will completely change. But at the end of the day, we each one of us are leaders learning in a journey. And so the magic is in holding the process.
Thanks, Debs, for all the work that you do and for how you share with such authenticity and able to bring it to life in terms of your working examples and your home and what's happening in your relationships and your family. And yeah, just your openness about talking about it. It's been really lovely. Thank you.